welcome to Lens on Leadership, part of the AFCEA Executive Leadership Series. I'm Bob Ackerman, the editor-in-chief of Signal Magazine and Signal Connections. Our guest today is Alan A. Malinchak, Vice President and Chief Learning Officer at Mantech International. Al has more than 35 years of leadership, management, administrative, and investigative experience, and he possesses an extensive commercial and public sector employment history of increasing leadership positions. At Mantech, he leads Mantech University, enterprise education and training, as well as alliance partnerships with academic universities, professional learning associations, and training and education vendors. Al, welcome to AFCEA, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
Al, what advice on leading and engaging a multi-generational workforce might you offer that is not widely known?
Well, the leading and engaging a multi-generational workforce is not difficult. We just need to learn and appreciate the contributions that each one of the different generations bring to the workplace. Each generation brings and leaves a footprint that becomes their generational legacy that other people can follow or they can ignore. Of course, we hope that they follow it. So you can change behavior, okay? And so I'd like to be able to change my behavior related to my acceptance of Gen X and Gen Y. And as well, I'd like Gen X and Gen Y to change their behavior into the acceptance of baby boomers and even the traditionalists. So to do that, there's a process that you could use called knowledge, attitude, and behavior, sometimes informally known as knowing, learning, and doing. And so if I gain the knowledge of another generation, and that knowledge tends to be good knowledge, that they have positive contributions they can make to the workforce, then I can change my attitude towards them. And if I can change my attitude, I can engage them in probably much better positive behavior. Now, that's easier said than done. For example, we know people that are smokers, they have the knowledge that smoking is bad for their health. They have an attitude they want to change, however, they can't quite change that behavior. So it's easier said than done. But if we think of Gen X and Gen Y from my generation, they bring a unique perspective that encompasses tremendous amounts of creativity. So if I can gain knowledge about what it is they have to offer, and I can interact with them, okay, and interact with them so much that they change my attitude and they change my behavior towards how I can engage them within the workplace, that'll be a very positive collaboration between all of them. There's an author by the name of Keith Ferrazzi, and Keith Ferrazzi, he talks about an accelerated relationship development model. And in that, you are basically, you're targeting and you're focusing on what it is that I can do for you. Okay, how can I help you achieve your goals? And as well, what can you do to help me achieve mine? And if I can target that and build a relationship from that and do it through networking and meetings and anything else, so all those things are adding to the changing of the attitude, eventually I'm going to change the behavior. And we hope, again, that's in the positive. So if it looks and it asks the question, what can I do to help you? And if everybody asks that question, regardless of age, regardless of generation, that'd be a very positive influence in the workforce. So if we know the perfect storm is here. About 5 years ago it started. It's probably going to last another 10 or 15 depending on the economy. But there's this many baby boomer generations in the workplace. There's about this many Generation X that are ready and capable to take the place of the boomers as they leave. But there's this many Generation Y that are eager to contribute. So the name of your program here is Lens on Leadership. So if we can use that as a play on words so that I need to put on my lens, but I also be able to need to look at the other generations from their lens and perspective. So whatever I can do to understand other generations and they can do to understand me. And we use that analogy of the storm as a wave is approaching the shoreline. So if you think of the traditionalists, the generation beyond me, who are on the shoreline, but I'm right at the shoreline's edge as a boomer. And Gen X is on the crest of that wave that's about ready to approach the shoreline, and Gen Y is the body of the wave. Well, I can choose to stand on the shoreline, and as that wave crashes, it knocks me down, and there's no benefit to that whatsoever. Or if I can see the wave approaching and I grab a surfboard and I ride that wave in, okay, then they're benefiting me and I'm benefiting from them. And it's a very smooth operation. So the objective here is to learn how to change our behavior. And the true objective is to embrace each generation's contributions to an organization and to leave that organization better than when you came. And that's my best lens on leadership.
All right. Lynette Vaynal, thank you very much for sharing your individual perspective, your own lens on leadership. Thanks for your support and good luck on all your endeavors.
Thank you, Bob.